Good evening, everybody. System Chalk here with the 60-second episode of our first YouTube run through House of Light, playing as the archaeologist and getting ready for a salon. So our main purpose for today, barring anything big as far as the weather is concerned, our main focus is going to be on preparing the salon itself. We only have access to one cooking station right now, so this is going to take a bit of time. In fact, what I'll do here, so let's say that this is for the orange jumble. We'll say that this is for the game chips. This is for the boiled egg. I think we can just make pickled pilchards with the alcohol, which tells me I should make an Eigenbrau. Oh, and then this is going to be for the it's going to be for the tea. So, I also could probably use an extra glass of water. Now, we've got the 2 up here, so I'm not too worried about it, but we also have plenty of time, so I'm going to toss the core in there. We haven't worked out what we want to do with the sweet bones yet, so let's do fixing and mending. There's not much work on offer in Brandkrug, but I can find 6 pence worth of odd jobs. Now, the cloud doesn't really do a whole lot for me in terms of my plans. If I want to use moth in some kind of recipe, or if I want to use it to read a book, I can get more from reading the books. It's nice for leveling up. I tend to find that cloudy days are helpful for being able to level up skills, but that's obviously not what I'm doing today. Okay, so we'll hang on to that gossip. We've got The Lion and the Glass, an early work by Omar the Blaze, a novice or apprentice at the Labyrinth of Lions. So we've got a big Mandiac pile here. I'm wondering if there's a better place for them. So I'll put the vac over here. This isn't ideal, but we'll say that this is now the Deep Mendiac floor. Oh, what am I doing? This is cursed. The fifth eye curse. Someone has unhelpfully placed a curse which may tear open the unwilling eye of the soul. This contamination can affect your Fet and Faust. You can remove it with a skill that's effective against curses and at least 7 heart. So I probably don't want to be taking any chances with the cataloging today. I'm not opposed to restoring the metal for further investigations, but nuts. Sorry, so core, health, and Arab are going to the... Okay, so let's keep exploring. Now that we know that we've... these are going to be occupied, let's go to the Crowcross Sand... Or sorry, to the Moor and Crowcross Sands. So, the wind's almost warm. We'll employ the Tryst to try and get some fish. Now for the Faust and Shat, I feel like I had a plan for those, and then... Oh yeah, we were going to open the packages. Contraband Flotsam, salt-stained and wave-racked. What ship lost this? I'm going to move the luggage down here as a reminder. I think we'll go to the Hall of Division for this one. All right. There's the dripping that we wanted. Now, I didn't think about where I was going to place it, so can we fit you here? Yeah. I still need to get the potatoes out of one of the vegetable sacks. So let's get the beef down here. But since we have learnt from all vapouring France to eat their ragouts as well as to dance, we're fed up with nothing but vain complaisance. Oh, the roast beef of Old England and Old English roast beef. Thinking, yeah, it doesn't really matter the order in which this happens, but where did I use my other core? Or maybe I only have the one. Right, I also need the spicing, so there. Alright, make orange jumble, a dish with forge, grail, heart, and lantern. So normally the orange jumble is a way that I get lantern, but it's also good for the grail. Now what I'm going to do here, we'll take one of these glasses of water, and I'm going to use it to bring back... I really don't want to bring back the Arab, if I'm honest, but we'll use it here. A quick nap in a warm bed with something comforting to drink, while the winds chase the clouds, and the clouds chase the sun. Alright, the surface of the substance is difficult to resolve, almost as if it weren't there at all. Oh right, I remember now. We use the core to bring up the pitcher of water. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, we did use up the water that was here. Two, we're using up some of the water here, and it's something that I may wind up giving Wakefield when the salon happens. So it is summer. I am sitting outside the bench on the bench outside the Sweet Bones, eating crumbly cheese and nettle wrappings and good black rye bread, soaking up the sun. So I may use a tryst to open up one of the vegetable sacks to get the potatoes. We're guaranteed the potatoes, so we know we only need to use that once. A little water splashes on the stones of the well to nourish the mosses there. All right, a tall parcel. So I think this would be... I think this is more likely to be alcohol more than anything. I will use the... Actually, you know what? I should probably open up the vegetables first. So we'll use a tryst for that. Identify as potatoes. These are potatoes. Spectacular. Slice them with a knife and add dripping to make game chips, or roast them with or without dripping. So I think we can put them where the sugar went. We know that'll be going on the table before too long anyway. So now we'll use the Fost on the tall parcel. Crack open the container, delight in your discovery. My hope here will be to use the tryst on Crowcross Sands again, but we'll see how the day goes. A dish with forge, grail, heart, and lantern. They should be the size of teacup rims and should curl their crisp edges, faintly pink as the underneath of a young mushroom. Lady Jekyll, Kitchen Essays. All right. So now that we've got the potatoes, we'll take that. We'll take the dripping, and we don't want the magnificent version. We want the game chips. A dish with edge, forge, heart, and knock. And just as a clarification, so I said with the knife, if we want, we absolutely have the option of using Sebastian's swords for that. Unexpected finds in the folds of earth and sky, a vase of gorse, as Cornish a plant as any. Now, this is not a hardship. It's a little bit of a bummer just because I'm trying to find places for all of this. But Perenculate can be made with leaves. Or sorry, with any, any of the items that have the leaf aspect are candidates for. I don't like how this is turning out. They're eligible for the Perenculate. So I'm hoping we'll turn that into a into something useful for my. Sorry, I'm hoping I'll turn that into something useful for the playthrough a little bit later on, but right now I'm just I'm mildly annoyed at having to find places to put all this stuff. Should probably be serving a little more beef as well because of the shortage of dripping. I'll have a think about that. An acrid marrow. In Brandkrug, they take their marrows seriously. This is not a marrow conducive to harmony. I think we're out of room on the marrow. Oh no! Well, it looked... If I find that magic pixel... There we go. Maybe they'll chill out now that they have a friend. I don't think we have any need to restore the elements of this. I mean, I could restore the metal and... yeah, I mean, I probably could have cataloged another book, but I'll resist the urge. Game chips. Long before fish and chips, these went crunchily with game. Ideally, you'd want bread sauce and bread crumbs to complete the ensemble, but honestly, it's hard enough not to just stuff these directly into your mouth. So, let's make some pickled pilchards. We'll take the Eigengrau, we will take the pilchards, hopefully we get a replacement. A dish with edge, heart, moon, and scale. We could have also done a pheasant, or we could have done another beef, but I don't know. Didn't feel like the wrong choice here. Alright, we'll keep cycling the shaft. And other than drinks, I actually think we're in a pretty good spot. We'll pour out the last of the second flesh of Sam. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what our chances are for running the salon tomorrow. I'd really want to make sure I'm just using my health. But if I can get away with it, I'd love to do it tomorrow in game. I noticed I'll get one more cooking in, so the health, I guess I need to decide whether I want a pair. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna have a think on this. Alright, so there's the pickled pilchards. An acquired and unforgettable taste. So just so I can be clear on... Right, so we need a boiled egg as the last item. Actually, we're getting a little short on eggs. Boil an egg, a dish with heart, scale, sky, and winter. So I'm not going to have enough time to be able to make the tea. If I need the knock, we can pour the second flush here. So that's Wakefield's. We need 2 grails, so we'll get that from the Fragrant Chalice tea. So it's just the scale drink that we need, and I think we have our... whatever bottle we have the most of. I seem to remember there's a scale drink I keep forgetting about, so I do want to take a quick... Aha, the Dawn Lion coffee. All right, now that I haven't prepared, but obviously I have more than one for the Dawn Lion coffee, so for that, I think that's going to be what I use my health for tonight. And yeah, it's got to be the Dawn Lion, so... Brew over the fire, bring the water to the boil, permit the potential here to express itself. Okay. So I think we're at a point now where I can safely invite the yeah, I think we can safely invite the guests tomorrow morning. There's not much work on offer in Brandkrug, but I can find 6 pence worth of odd jobs. This might seem like a funny choice given that I have a package that I can open, but I want to make sure that I have enough to mail everything. Well, okay, clearly I have enough to mail everything out, but I think we're going to be doing a little more hiring and just generally a drain on the finances, so I took the option of... took the option of making some money. All right. Can I fit you? Yes, I can. Pour out. Steam and scent both rise. It's ready. And here it is, coffee from beyond the great deserts. Might be nice to, you know, serve a little more wine and such. It's not like we're eating up here, but it works. Also saves me the trouble of messing around with the bottles. Now, because I'm doing this the salon a bit later, there is the slight worry that night has fallen, dawn will come soon, so we'll sleep on the gossip. There's a slight worry that I might get on the wrong side of Numa if we have a lot of lessons that we get. But again, I don't think... What are we going to do? Cancel the salon? I mean, we just prepare accordingly. Neatly packaged nutrition, pale as a December dawn. Okay. I think that's what we've got. So we'll collect a little bit of money and we will wait for the morning. So Grail and Grail, all of these are handled. Yep, so we'll I mean, if I wanted, I can start mailing out the invitations now. There's just no real point because, you know, I have the I have to wait till the afternoon anyway. It would be nice to talk with the chickens, but as is always the case on these salons, I will... I'll see what the challenges are first, and then we'll follow up with anything spare at the end of the day. So, first priority. Now I have other options. I could, for instance, use the drinking cocoa, but in this case we did get the fragrant chalice for the specific purpose. So make fragrant chalice tea, a hot drink with grail and nectar. Now we can start mailing out the invitations. So the priority will be to the people who have the endless guest. So that's Coquille, Dagmar, and Zachary. Send an invitation to a visitor. Stamp, envelope, send. I don't think I have... Oh, sorry, there is one other thing I want to do. I do want to work at the Sweet Bones for a second, just because we can restore it before the salon starts. The postmistress examines the letter and deems it sufficient. It'll go with the next post, she assures me. Alright, next up. Dagmar. Stamp, envelope, send. Another sunny day, so might be nice, but nothing that I want to work too hard to level up a, or to, I don't want to read a book with that. And let's go, Coquille. Oriflammes, established 1776, Sense Sign Sciences. Dear librarian, we would like to offer you this opportunity to purchase. This is the Kukurbit Prisoner Records 1928, accounts by Governor Collar's private secretary of interventions and experiments in the last years of the Kukurbit prison, focusing particularly on the hill children, wild wood things that have found a shape in the physical world. So this only requires one spintria. Pretty happy about that. And last but not least, Mr. Strathcoin. There we go. So again, it's only the health that's sort of a free agent right now. I may use it to open one of the containers. Or I may use it to make money, I'm not sure. Probably open the containers, the smarter idea. If we don't use the metal, I'll also catalog a book, but clearly cataloging the books is not a priority right now. We've really got more than I know what to do with, and a lot of the tempo in terms of my leveling and such will be determined by what we get during this salon. Alright, the guests are about to arrive. Fragrant chalice tea. This, Thirza Blake once declared, is the color of my heart. Pour out. Now I think one thing I can do with the health here is we can probably pour out some of that water. And I can restore it. If nothing else, I can just get myself another pitcher of water, and then we're ahead. A quick nap in a warm bed with something comforting to drink while the winds chase the clouds and the clouds chase the sun. Did Zachary receive my invitation? Looks like he did. So I'll just wait for everybody's... I'll wait for everybody to arrive... Or, sorry, I'll wait for the three to arrive before I take a look and see what happens. I think everybody gets tea or coffee today. Well, Wakefield gets water, but it's because he wants water. Okay. As I used to say in my youth, the day is done and so am I, but I've earned my pay. It is summer, I'm sitting on the bench outside the Sweet Bones eating crumbly cheese and nettle wrappings and good black rye bread, soaking up the sun. So I think I will open the case. Something rare. Crack open the container. Delight in your discovery. Okay. Daymare. Coquille. Now, I'm always scared that I'm going to commit myself to a particular option, so I'm going to... I'm just going to save this. I don't think I lock myself into a choice doing this, but... So here we have the endless guess. What happened to Spencer Hobson, the Bureau employee who regarded his inhabitation of worms as a guest? So we can ask Coquille, ask Dagmar, or out. So Coquille, if we click on her... So I think if we do continue, it forces the option. I might even just click on continue to see... to actually verify that. So what happened with Spencer Hobson and his inhabitation of worms? Okay, yeah. So we are going to... I saw things I'm not supposed to see, so... This, I know everybody was quite excited to see this one come up, so... This is the, I guess, the prequel to Traveling at Night, where you play as Spencer Hobson. Okay, so, clicking on Coquille, what happened with Spencer Hobson and his inhabitation of worms? Dagmar. Oh, what happened to Spencer Hobson and his inhabitation of worms? And Zachary, out. Well, that doesn't give us a whole lot to work with. I'm probably just going to have to go for my... I think I'm going to have to go for my first impression and say that I want to see how this turns out with Zach. Actually, that would have been the best one to me to do the check with. So, out. What happened with Spencer Hobson and his inhabitation of worms? All right, Hobson's choice. Spencer Hobson is due to arrive in Brankrug at Numa. What happened with Spencer Hobson and his inhabitation of worms? Spencer wants to go out. It's the right thing. He's coming here. Please help him, but I don't know why. So, fear nowhere. A visitor has been affected by recent events and now may be more inclined to join the Lighthouse Institute. And agenda revelation. Visitor has been affected by recent events and may now be more inclined to join the Lighthouse Institute. So, Zachary Wakefield is inspired. Fears nowhere. This one understands the all-consuming horror of the gods from nowhere. And revelation, this one will share his knowledge despite Calyptra. Alright, sorry, just give me a second. Sorry for the sound. I want to make a quick note here. Spencer will arrive with Numa. Oh, interesting. Refuse entry. Bid farewell. What? This doesn't seem right. We'll see what happens in Numa, but I feel like that may not be labeled properly. Actually, I'm going to take a quick screenshot of that. And I realize we're close to time, but I think I've been teasing the salon long enough that I think we'll run the duration of it. So we do need to wait for the afternoon, though. So let's maybe just double check that we have what we need for All right, well, one might only have lunch or supper after midday, so we don't even get the option. But I'm assuming we'll be fine. Morning, the third hour, when the office of terse once was sung. Watch as the day opens like a door. So as before, if I can commit things to the Tree of Wisdoms to get an advantage during the Salon, I'll take it. But I also know I'm limited in my options here, so I'm not expecting any major developments. All right, midday before the Great Division, this was the 6th hour, when the priests led hymns to the sun in splendor. Now noon, as they say, is not as it was. Perhaps the new king will change that. So, the Hall of Division. Ava de Wolf first furnished this as her Hall of Division, holding feasts where the guests were selected by unusual and exacting criteria. Later, Thirza Blake, 7th librarian, employed the speculist Pomander to add more mirrors. Lots more mirrors. Our guests, Mr. Zachary Wakefield, marksman, detective, renegade. He has always been a quiet man, but since he left the Suppression Bureau, he has grown even quieter and terribly still, except for his fingers and for his eyes, always in restless motion. Daymare, Grafin Friederike Dagmar Sophia Teresa Helena Begina von Nagelsberg, if you prefer. She doesn't. Princess Kokil Emirajibi, artist, socialite, burglar, an unspeakably charming woman with a particular knack for getting adopted. Senior Corso Reverte, manuscript hunter, legacy scavenger, mercenary. Many would question his ethics, few would deny his acuteness. And Mr. Fraser Strathcoyne, philanthropist, collector, former librarian, a complicated man but not a cruel one. They'll be enjoying Isle Water from Brankrug's Deep Springs, Don Lion Coffee, coffee from beyond the Great Deserts, Caterin Hero Second Flesh of Sam, tea from the land of the real unicorn, imported by Caterin Hero, and Fragrant Chalice tea. This, Thirza Blake once declared, is the color of my heart. They will be enjoying a boiled egg, neatly packaged nutrition, pale as December dawn, pickled pilchards, an acquired and unforgettable taste, game chips, long before fish and chips, these went crunchily with game. Ideally, you'd want bread sauce and breadcrumbs to complete the ensemble, but honestly, it's hard enough not to just stuff these directly into your mouth. Marinated roast beef, but since we have learnt from all vaporing France to eat their ragoûts as well as to dance, we're fed up with nothing but vain complaisance. Oh, the roast beef of Old England and Old English roast beef. It's actually very hard not to sing the tune that goes with this. An orange jumble. They should be the size of teacup rims and should curl their crisp edges faintly pink as the underneath of a young mushroom. Here we go. My guests take their places for lunch. Keep an eye on the salon in progress. You will need to add soul cards to encourage the conversation to flow. Different guests will need different soul cards. We'll have a small interruption as the different tasks finish, but... Alright, a glinting cranial tchotchke. Can we put that somewhere in here for now? So we'll leave the sweet bones alone during the salon. It's nice to have the focus. Lunch and supper last longer than less formal salons, allowing an extra interaction between your guests. Energetic exchanges. Spice up the conversation. Add an Arab card. Who could have imagined with Kokil and Corso? I feel like Dagmar would also be a source of spice. Dagmar and... Yep, there you go. Dagmar and Kokil's conversation about great signs and great scars is repeatedly disrupted by Dagmar's attempts to introduce Kokil to a very nice Margrave. Oh, I think this is actually an interaction between the two of them. I think I got this on the Twitch stream. I deserved a little quiet time. Was I going to use that to... I think I was going to use that to draw up the water again. Alright, I feel a little bad doing this, but... Yep. Dagmar wanted to introduce Coquille to a friend. These two might say something else on the matter if you invite them both back for another salon. Okay. So I want to make a note on the pairings here. I'm also going to erase my old to-do list. So the ideal pairings now are Zachary, Corso, Fraser, Daymare, Coquille. I think that's 5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Those are the people at least who I already have existing interactions with. Now there's other reasons why I would want to invite certain people to the salons, but that's something I'm going to want to keep in mind for future. All right, Instinct and Emotion, add a Tryst card. So far we haven't exhausted any of our reserves. That's good. Fraser suggests ways in which Zachary might advance or evolve his limbless passengers so that they might both become something more in safety. Zachary is not convinced. Actually, I think that Serpents and Venoms helps me. I think that's currently just been sitting at 1. Raise a complex question, add a whist card. Okay, so this is the first one that we've drained. Although, 3 down isn't too bad. I'll collect that in a minute. Zachary and Coquille swap parables of the Great Scar, the goddess language Vac, who is the peacock door, and of how she might be healed. Coquille points out that that would be the end of Vac. Yes, Zachary agrees. The end of her pain. That's 2 great signs and great scars. Interesting. That might be one that I'm willing to sort of go the distance on as well. Spice up the conversation, add an Arab card. Okay, so that's 2 that we're drained on. But we still have the potential of a Tryst, so... I realize that can be interpreted another way. T-R-I-S-T... Well, sorry, that doesn't help. You know what I mean. Zachary and Coquille discuss ways in which the Hours restrain and constrict their rivalries to prevent war in the Mansis. Zachary feels the restraints and constrictions are growing weak. Coquille seems titillated by the prospect, but Zachary moves his head from side to side in negation. The worms, he whispers. Man, lots of great signs and great scars. Also, that is a wonderful little... this is particularly well written. Instinct and Emotion, add a Tryst card. Fraser wants Dagmar's help again, this time to open a 9-locked box he has received from the Evening Isles, which he hopes might contain a certain map. He flatly refuses, however, to show the box to Dagmar, who expresses indignation that he won't trust her, and the conversation founders. Lockworks and Clockworks. Let's see if I get away with the last item. I could probably use the core and the shaft at this point, but... Okay. It's another pitcher of water. I'm wondering if I have the space for it. Let's YOLO a shaft in there. And the Kukabit prisoner records can go on the 12 shelf. So I might need to move a few things around. Oh yeah, the Kukabit prisoner records should be beside each other. So we'll put the Chandler's Wish up there. There we go. I actually don't think it would hurt. Let's invite... Sorry, I want to consult my notes here for a second. I realize I'm really pushing the edge of the time here, but yes, he, at least based on a note that I have here, I had him with crack track, so I feel secure enough to invite Stanislav. I have enough here to craft a letter inviting Father Stanislav to Brandkrug. Serious discussions. Invite a challenge. Add a metal card. All right. I think that was the last one, so I should probably be making... I think I only have the one shot. If that's true, then I shouldn't sweat that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and level up Great Signs and Great Scars. But I think I'll have enough that I don't need to... Like, I don't think I need to make a special exception. Right, now I just need to post it. Fraser asks Coquille to advise him on some Eastern pieces he has recently purchased, which he hopes may be pentiments of the Sixth History. Okay, pentiments and precursors. A lively meal concludes. My guests leave happy. Okay. Let's focus on leveling up Great Signs and Great Scars. So I'm probably going to get a satisfaction for the dinner. So we've already got 2 of the 3 required. Actually, we can use the occult scrap. That is very good news, actually. So I should aim for 4 in this case. So let's use the Fost, actually the Tryst I'll go to Crowcross Sands with. I'm taking my life in my hands. Oh! Could also use... No. Yeah, we'll use Serpents and Venoms to... Okay. So... all of these... Yeah, we should be able to do one of these. So then that'll be a... Ah, shucks. I bungled it. If I'd been a little more thoughtful... So I'll use the Shapt to use these 3 to level up Great Signs and Great Scars. The catch is that... maybe not. Okay, level up this existing one. 1, 2... Oh, hang on. Okay, so... these are... these 2 are to level it up. This is what I have already. These 4 get me the elements that I need for Great Signs and Great Scars. Let me make sure I have what I need. So Salt is 1. Satisfaction is 2. Patterns is 3. Gossip is 4. Or some variation of that. Okay. We can make the move. I could also do intimation of skin. Let's hope I didn't mess it up. Okay. Metal, Trist, Arab, Whist, Trist. There's the further encounter. Mr. Fraser Strathcoyne. Done. Corso done. I thought I saw Wakefield run off. Daymare. A lively salon. You held a lively salon. This is a marker to remind you that you can't hold another salon until next season. So satisfaction, curious hunch. Obviously it would have been nice to use the one that we already had. Clockworks and clockworks. Now we should have a ton of these. Serpents of Venom. So this one will probably level up tomorrow. But let's get to work. So Great Signs and Great Scars. We'll apply the core. And the first of the lessons. Another fruit plucked from knowledge's tree. Improve the skill to level 4. Alright, I'm already 15 minutes over. We'll just need one more minute to get all of these done. I don't think there's any memories to keep overnight. Normally I keep the satisfaction, but we've already got it. In fact, I can speed things up. As I used to say in my youth, the day is done and so am I, but I've earned my pay. Skill is now level 4. Its power aspects have also increased. And I'll maybe chill out a little bit on the speed now that we've got a few seconds left, because ideally I don't want to lose this shaft for tomorrow. If it happens, it happens, but I'd like to avoid it if I can. Okay. To a Pale Lady, a collection of Franklin Bancroft's letters to Ava DeWolf. There was a substantial body of erotic pleading and half-finished poetry, but also learned discursions on matters mythical and marine, as well as notes towards a comic opera on which Franklin and Ava were apparently collaborating. Do not return, O my light, to the sea. None of us can be what we were. That is history's curse. None of us know what we may be. That is history's gift. Your mothers, and the mothers of your mothers, are caught in eternity's jaws like a rope hem in a trap. It is the pearl that shines, but the tide that returns. So, the first that we need. Callicite Supplications, prayers addressed to the Red Grail by the Sisterhood of the Triple Knot. If we should remember not, let our children remember in their redmost dreams. One prayer describes how sufficient Grail aspect can be used with Tridesma Hira to give a life, a little life, to a doll twisted from fabric. 3 Flowers Hath the Tree. Ernestine Peterhans records her observations of the growths of trees and flowers around the isle, and the omens and portents she attempts to draw from them, particularly the yew tree in Earl Bryan's meadow, whose flowerings are sometimes eccentric. Ernestine observes that in years when the tree flowers black, troubling secrets arise, when it flowers red, war and fires follow, and that no DeWolf heir has ever been born in a year when it flowers white. Ernestine attempts to use the tree's growths to advantage in her business affairs, but it fails. She is evidently very concerned when Hendrik DeWolf's grandson, Giles, runs off with a pale trollop Hafren in a year when the tree flowers white. She begins to fear that she has entirely misinterpreted all the relevant omens. She is deeply concerned for the continuation of the DeWolf line and prays for Giles' return. And The Other Eye of the Serpent, in which the Hizarch Signifer attempts to resolve certain mysteries of lightning. Signifer considers lightning to be the division, the connection, the joined serpent. The serpent's eye is said to be the sun, but as the division and connection, it must have a second eye. Signifer considers and rejects 3 times the hypothesis that the moon is the serpent's other eye, insisting that it and the sun do not share in nature. This, as much as the serpent business, is what got him burnt by the church. He proposes that the serpent's teeth are towers, that the serpent's mouth is a gate, that the serpent is the devourer of Ys, and therefore that the serpent's other eye is amber. Alright, last action for today. Take the great signs and the great scars. 4 memories. We'll obviously have to do this one more time, but we're in a pretty good spot in summer. So for next week, and again, I'm sorry for this basically double-length episode now, we'll have a little bit of work. So the big question mark right now is the pentiments and precursors. Actually, you know what? This is where we will definitely invite Father Stanislav. I'm going to write that on the IOU, because this is the time to level up Crack Track. Okay, so we're going to use pentiments and precursors to level up the Crack Track. Level Great Signs. So Serpents and Venoms right now is being used for Crowcross Sands, but this is level 1, so... So that leaves Lockworks and Clockworks, which currently is at level 3. So that's because it may be used in Skolakosophy. So, so that'll be the end of the list. Let's put this... this is roughly the order in which I'll be handling this stuff. But yeah, so all told, I think the plan here will be we can probably get most of this stuff handled within the next 2 days. It's really just the Lockworks and Clockworks that's the open question. As for the rest of it, I think probably we'll be at a point between leveling up Great Signs and Great Scars and having put some effort into Inks of Revelation. I might want to start thinking about which of these texts is now available for further study. And in addition, I may want to start thinking about whether I want to make some more decisive choices with some of these texts as well. The other thing I should probably do is a proper audit of the existing texts that are just in other languages, because I believe with Crack Track, we should basically be treating Deep Mandaic is the last one. But after Deep Mandaic, I don't believe we have any restrictions on our languages. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I will see you next week for lessons and I guess some book reading. There's not much else for us to do in summer. Have a nice weekend. Take care.